Where do you find legit scholarships that are not just data farming? This person said most scholarships are just data farming. Well, the no essay ones are for absolutely certain. So don't sign up for those unless you want a mailbox full of stuff from student loan providers. We found that out the hard way. Okay, but where do you find ones that aren't just data farming? I personally do not use any of the scholarship databases when I am making lists of scholarships for my daughter and her friends to apply to. I have not had any luck with those. By and large, I think that they're legit for the most part, but also that a lot of people apply to those. You want to go to ones that have little to no competition, right? So here's what I do. My favorite method is ChatGPT. So open up ChatGPT and put in searches for your county and your major. So like STEM major, Brevard County, Florida. Scholarships for women, Brevard County, Florida. Scholarships for hospitality, Brevard County, Florida, and then start branching out from there. Okay, you can look at specific towns, you can look at other counties, you can put in different prompts for like professional organizations, hospitality, Florida, professional organizations, engineering, Florida. Okay, so open up those professional organizations, look at their websites, see if there's a student membership. If there is, and it's like $20 or $25 or even free, it's probably worth joining. Because typically those sorts of organizations have scholarships. Verify that they have scholarships first. And also, maybe they're worth attending for networking. My daughter really did find a fantastic networking group this way. Okay, so the next thing I like to do is look at high schools. And I don't just mean your high school. You can look at your high school webpage and see if there's something on there that has, a scholarship spreadsheet or whatever. You can look at your county and see if there's a scholarship spreadsheet. But I also like to look at neighboring high schools, other high schools in the area, other high schools in neighboring counties, other high schools in far-flung counties in the state. You might find hidden gems in there that you didn't know existed. I also like to go on here or on Instagram or on Facebook and just put in scholarships and look at what comes up. A lot of times smaller scholarships that aren't really announced anywhere else will come up on those sites. You do have to weed through stuff, but you might find some hidden gems. Again, this takes a little bit of time, but it's worth your investment of time if you're finding scholarships where there just is not a lot of competition. And I can tell you this, we do not qualify for any sort of needs-based financial aid whatsoever. But my daughter has been funded up to the cost of attendance with scholarships since she started college. And they are all merit scholarships. So apply. Even if there are things that you don't necessarily think you're qualified for, still apply. Once you're in college, go into the college scholarship database. Almost all colleges have them. And apply for their scholarships. And I don't mean just apply for the general one and the ones that you think you are a good match for. I mean apply for anything that you can answer honestly and hit submit. If they ask you a question and the answer is no, and you can click no and hit submit, click no and hit submit. I've had a kid win 2 different very random scholarships that way, one of which is worth $5,000 a year, renewable till he graduates, and it's already renewed once, so I know it's legit. Look, there are oftentimes not enough applicants for these scholarships, and then they just start giving it to any good applicant who applied. I put up a TikTok about this yesterday, but one of my daughter's high school friends won a scholarship yesterday for $1,000 for students who have worked in the HVAC industry. He has worked in the HVAC industry exactly never, but he's a good student and he applied. So I'm going to guess that's why they chose him. So anyway, apply. And even if you see things that you aren't a good match for, apply anyway. After a while, you start to have everything that you need. You start to have, your whole activities list is already in a document. Your whole, resume is in a document. Your essay about who you are and what your hopes for the future are in a document. Your essay about why you need a scholarship financially or why it would benefit you is in a document. You might have to tweak a few things. It might take you 10 or 15 minutes. Apply anyway. Apply for on the order of hundreds to thousands of scholarships. You will win some. You're going to lose most. But you know what? The ones that you win, make it worth it. And the first few are going to take you the most time. But after a while, like I said, everything's in documents. You spend more time looking for the scholarships after a while than you do applying for the scholarships, really. And also, get recommendations ahead of time. Every single semester, if you're in high school, like a senior in high school, ask your teachers who would give you a good recommendation. Say, it's teachers you have a good relationship with, or your JROTC colonel, or your sports coach or something. Try to get like 3 good recommendations that you have in hand from high school. But then in college, every semester, be going to office hours from the first time they're offered, whether they're online or in person. Get to know that professor. Don't be annoying. Go in with good questions, but get to know that professor. And then toward the end of the semester, ask for a recommendation. I have the kids do this every single semester with every single professor they have. They don't always get recommendations from every single one. Some of them will say yes and never get around to it. Some of them say yes, write recommendations, but they are only comfortable sending them themselves. So that isn't super useful when you need to attach them to a scholarship to send off. But make sure that you are going to office hours every single time they're offered. It's great for your grades anyways. It's great for getting to know the professor, getting the benefit of the doubt, sometimes getting recommendations for internships, but it's also great for scholarship recommendations. So do this every semester, and if you're in dual enrollment, do it in dual enrollment as well. Yeah, you're still a high school student, but you can get recommendations from college professors even now. They're your professors, so be going to their office hours, be showing up, be communicating, go to class, do your work, be a good student, and ask for recommendations. They will likely be happy to provide them. Okay, so I hope this gives you some ideas, and I don't want you just saying most scholarships are data farming, and so therefore I'm not gonna fill them out or apply. Apply. And scholarships are a year-round thing too. There is a scholarship season, so to speak. We're going into it now, but scholarship season is really all year round. And follow my TikTok for more helpful Florida high school and college content.